Yabba 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 yabba. Got my main bitch, never put her to the side. Yabba yabba yabba. Yabba yabba.
What's up, guys? I'm Grace.
And I'm Lucy.
We're coming to you live from the studio, and you're listening to
The Big
Picture
Podcast.
Podcast.
And tonight we are chatting with Trendi from Chill's Life. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. As soon as I walked in, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. So I'm really excited. And it's first episode with visuals, so we get to share that. So yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Yeah.
And so who are you?
My name is Eric Brian Archimowitz. And I go by the stage name of Trendi, and I am a local Edmonton artist. Though I was born in the States, but I left when I was really young, so you can't hate me for it. And yeah, I grew up just outside of Edmonton. My family's in Anchorage out there, which is lovely. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's wonderful when I was living out there. And yeah, I like to make music. That's my main pursuit and passion, but I also really love fashion. So that's another sort of area that I've been exploring.
Cool.
Music and fashion. So whereabouts were you from in America, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I was born in Bellingham. It's like I wouldn't say it's a town, but it's like a smaller city, and it's in Washington State. So it gets similar weather to like Vancouver.
Cool, bro.
Yeah. It's warm, wet. It's I think it's pretty nice, like tropical-ish, kinda.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
That's fun. So how would you describe your music?
At the moment, I would say all the music that I have out right now is very much like oriented around like feeling good, kind of feeling happy, very lighthearted, almost like a lot of pop influence to it, and that's very much coming from like just trying to put like a little ray of sunshine in my music and then send it out to people so they can enjoy that too. So I'd say that's kind of the sound that I've put out into the world so far. Yeah.
Definitely.
I love that. How valiant.
Thank you.
I was listening
Honestly,
on my way
it's
to work
true.
this morning, and I was like,
Good. Then it means
Yeah,
it's
good.
doing the job. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
So who are your influences?
I'd say one of my biggest influences is probably Mac Miller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he specifically his album Swimming got me through like a lot of really tough things at that period of time. Yeah, so that was like huge, and that was like I was listening to music before, but that was when I like realized like the impact that music could have. And then prior to that, I listened to Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper, and that was the first album I listened to that was like took me away from like mainstream radio music, and I was like, oh, there's like good music that does not come from the radio. Like there's a whole world. So that kind of introduced me to music, and I was like, holy smokes, like yeah, no wonder everyone's asking me what music I listen to, and they're all like, what do you mean radio? You know, like I was so late to like
dude, just the radio.
yeah, I was like so late to like discover music as a whole and like how many artists there are. So Chance the Rapper kind of got me into the world of music, and then Mac Miller and specifically that album like kind of showed me like the power and impact of it, I would say. Yeah. So maybe those two mainly.
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I can totally tell too.
Oh, good. Yeah,
And,
I try to do them happy. Or do them
what
proud.
made you start making music?
I actually started like freestyling, like freestyle rapping and stuff like that. And that would just be like if I was like smoking with the boys and stuff like that, or like a car trip to the mountains or whatever, we'd like
Something,
freestyle.
yeah, comes
You know?
out.
Yeah, it's like you know, put a beat on, okay. And oh man, I was so ass.
fun.
Like I was so bad when I was freestyling, but it was just so much fun.
You just keep going though, man.
You just,
Don't stop.
you just
Don't
power
stop.
through it. You keep going. You say some dumb stuff, and then you're like, oh well. Like it's just fun.
Yeah.
So that was like when I first started, and then I just like loved that so much. I just kept like doing it, and the benefit actually of where I lived, my parents lived like a half-hour drive into the city, so I drive into school every day, a half hour, and then a half hour back. And I got so into it that all I would do on my drive there and drive back from school would be like freestyle in the car. And so like
Genius. That's what I do too whenever I'm in car rides. I don't know what it is about the
yeah,
silence
it's
of a
nice.
car
You like
ride.
almost think about it less, so it's like more natural in like a flow state. But yeah, like I mean, do anything like an hour every day, and you're gonna get pretty good at it, you know. So like I just ended up getting pretty good there, and then my friends like heard me and they're like, oh, why don't you like try to write something? Like if that's just like you know, if that's off the head, like why not try and write something? And I was like, ooh, that's a good idea.
like,
Never thought of that before. Okay, yeah. So I did. Yeah.
It's so funny. You have to come to the realization that it's like, oh yeah, shit, I could actually do that. Like you hold
Yeah.
it up to such a high standard that you almost don't believe that you're capable of doing
Yeah.
something until you realize the steps are easy, bro.
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to creating something, like you just one step at a time.
Yeah. I
Album.
agree
Boom.
with that head. Yeah.
Could you freestyle for us live on the pod?
Yo!
Yeah, I certainly could. Would you want to do that right now or at the end, or what would be
I'll
the best
pop
for
you
that?
a beat right
Yeah.
now.
Pop me a beat right now. Let's go. Okay. All right. Keep that going. Yeah. On the podcast, looking big picture. Bought a pop off like the boy just pulled a trigger. Bounce around, happy, eat or no tigger. And I told him what it is, middle my finger. Ooh, I'm with the girls and we really be rocking. Look at these Nike Elites, they stay socking. Boy so tall and he always be talking. Never rapping on the block, keep walking. Yeah.
That was too
That
good
was
to be
awesome.
true.
I can't believe we just rolled that out.
I can't believe you just did a beat. I can't believe you just said, I'm gonna pop a beat and you did it. That's literally happened to me once before in my life. Everyone, I swear, yo, oh, I'm an artist. Oh, you freestyle? And I'm always like, give me a beat. And then they're always like, oh, whatever. And only 2 people in my life, you being the second, have been like, I bet. And like double down. You know, they're like, okay, sure. I was like, oh, shit.
Let's go.
Okay, and well, now I can't
like
back
my
down.
dream right now that just happened. I was
Yeah.
waiting for that moment.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
love it. Yeah, you delivered. That was like you've been
As
practicing
soon as I
in the
said it,
shower,
these
yo.
lines
You
like,
know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That made me so happy.
That's so awesome. I just started like not really rapping, but writing poetry, and then
Hell
all of a
yeah.
sudden the poetry, like, let's be honest, Grace, I've been
Yeah.
showing her the poetry turned into a rap.
Mhm.
So like, oh, I would love to get a few more songs out there. I have one song right now, and I've never really done that before.
Your
And thought that I would do it
manifestations.
before, but
Yeah. You
yeah,
just gotta, like you said, you just gotta do the first step.
yeah.
You wrote the poetry, now you're making songs, yeah.
It's amazing when you think more like long term. Like, what can you
Mhm.
do not in today, but maybe in like a year? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm changing my mindset up. Anyways, on to the podcast. Tell us a little bit
anyways.
about Chill's Life.
Hmm. Yeah, Chill's Life is like a creative collective. And there's 4 of us in this creative collective. And actually, at the start of 2021, we moved into a new household altogether. And the members are me, Gabe Hines, Odell, who also goes by skirt.jpg, and then Darwin Tops, or Isaac. And we are all independent artists in that we all have our own routes that we're taking and, you know, different art that we're pursuing. Isaac, for example, does a lot of fashion design and stuff like that. Also a rapper. Odell does production and whatnot. And Gabe sings as well, does production. So everyone kind of has their own realm that they're working in. But then you come together as a creative collective to also work on projects and especially host shows. That's a big part of kind of what we do as a group, is hosting the shows. So when we host our shows, it's hosting them as Chill's Life and putting on other artists and whatnot. And then we all have our own artistry that we're also pursuing at the same time.
But making your guys' selves a platform as well. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, and it's
Building
it's
a community
great.
around it.
Yeah, and living in that house too, just on like a personal aspect, has just been amazing. Like the energy in the house is great because you're always like around people who are creating and you can bounce ideas off each other, and it's just good. Like you get to live with your homies and just make art. Like
That literally
Yeah.
sounds like a dream come
it's
true.
great. Yeah,
You're
I
so
love
lucky.
Yeah. I know. I realize how fortunate I am, especially like I moved from an apartment to like that house, and that was like a big change because I was living like downtown. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna miss this. No. Like, loved it while I was there, and it was great for that time of my life, and it was good for that time of my life. Like that was where I needed to be, but this is where I need to be now. So it's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
great.
That's such a chill life.
It is. It is. The house is Chill's house.
And what is your creative process like?
I usually my first step is finding an instrumental or a beat, or if I'm working with a producer, like just seeing what they start making and like trying to set a vibe that way. And I find a lot of the time, maybe not the subject matter, but how I begin writing a song is heavily influenced by the instrumental that I'm working with or like the beat that I'm working with. And I really rely on that beat to deliver like the feeling and emotion and sort of vibe that I want to capture before I'm able to go in and write the lyrics to it. I know some people are sort of the opposite, like they'll even have lyrics beforehand and then they'll be like, oh, I can put this on this beat. And that just hasn't really worked for me. Some people make amazing songs doing that, but I just haven't been able to find that flow sort of. So mostly it starts off just finding the beat or instrumental that fits the emotion that I need at that moment, or sort of the idea that I have in that moment. Even if I have a concept or something I want to speak on, I'll find something that fits that, and then I can sort of begin writing to it and whatnot. And more often than not, I'll, like,
backwards, and that seems like awfully talented to do it that way, because you got to flow with it.
yeah, I feel like, yeah, and
rock with it when you're gonna stop with it.
yeah, oh, okay,
Lyrics that
freestyle.
mean nothing. We forgot.
Round 2 freestyle, Lucy. Don't make me pop a beat, bro. Yeah, but and even on that, like oftentimes I'll just like kind of freestyle on whatever the beat is as well. Not to even find specific words to it, but just sort of find like the pocket of where I want to go with it. And then I'll fit words kind of into that, or like mumble it a little bit and be like, oh, I really like that rhythm or that melody, and then put something actually meaningful in there. So it's kind of how it goes.
Sprinkle some meaning on top.
Just a dash, just a salt. Yeah.
And do you set out like a specific time, like, oh, tomorrow all I'm gonna do is music, or does it just come to you?
It's like I set out specific times to do everything else that needs to get done that isn't music. So all of my life BS that I don't want to do but like have to do, it's like, okay, 2 hours, I'm just gonna bang it out and get it done. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I try to chunk my time into getting things done that I don't want to do, so I can hold myself to it. And then whenever I'm done those, then I'll just be like, okay, what do I want to do right now? And
Freedom.
yeah. But the answer is almost always make music. So like, good. You know, I still have the passion for it. And that's like a free choice to, oh, I really want to write right now, or even like I'll know already that I want to go make music, so I'll be like, hey, just do this BS that I have to get through and then go make the music after. So I very rarely like chunk out time to like specifically make music, but I'll
It's a lifestyle, isn't it?
yeah, I'll just do, yeah, man, it's like I have
Just live.
time. Yeah, I'll do all the stuff, handle what I have to handle, and then I can enjoy making music. So yeah,
It's pretty much what I do too. Yeah.
yeah, some stuff has to get done. It's like, it sucks, but like that's just life, man. Like,
Yeah.
let's be realistic, you know, like it's not always fun and games, so you just handle your business and then do what you want.
Make your business fun and games.
Mhm.
Sometimes taxes. Woohoo!
I'm gonna mess with that stuff.
God.
So, have you? Do you have any stories about your first time ever experiencing the art scene? First time getting out there, watching somebody local, maybe joining a group, especially Chill's Life. What was that
Yeah,
like?
I think my first show was a Dynasty, so one of the Chill's Life shows, far before I was a member. And I just like remember not knowing what to expect. Like I was like what is this about? Like, I don't know. I met some person through a soccer team I was on he was friends with one of the free agents who was performing at Dynasty. And he's like, okay, you make music, you freestyle, like, come to this. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Just kind of, yeah, I was at a point in my life too where I was like almost to a fault, like just going with whatever showed up in my life, which is a good way to live when I didn't have a specific vision or like ambition or mission that I needed to accomplish. But when I found it, then I was like, okay, well now I know like where I need to be going. But until then, I was just like, any open door or invite that I got, I was just like, sure, like that seems cool, let's do it. Which ultimately worked out because it got me to my first rap show. And then I was just like hooked because the energy was just insane. And like I just remember as soon as I got there, I was like, holy shit, like this is nuts. There's you might have been there, but there was paintings all over the walls. So I walked in, I just see like all this
Probably
beautiful
mine.
art. Probably, I think so, yo, or at least some of them were. Walked in, saw this beautiful art. I'm like, holy smokes, like this is decked out. The stage was like relatively high. I was at Bohemia, back when Bohemia existed, and and as soon as I walked in there and the first set started playing, I was like at the front of like every song. I was just like raging. I was like, this is just adrenaline and everything I needed in my life.
Hell yeah!
And then I was like, all right, so I guess I go to these now. I'm like, when's the next one? Let's go. But yeah,
if
it was
you really
awesome.
wanted to, you could tap in and tune into so much energy though there, especially if you're in that front crowded area.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who do get up there, part of the culture of it is like getting up into the crowds and
Yeah.
like sometimes oftentimes I've seen like very like smallish crowds, but like hype small crowds, which is like so beautiful, you
Yeah.
know, like to me.
Yeah, when they're engaged like that, even
It's
if it's
so
a small
engaged.
crowd, that's way better than like 50
Yeah.
people just like
Yeah.
kind of bumping. 10 people just going hard
Yeah.
with you is like, yeah.
Don't know each other, shoulders to shoulder.
Yeah, I'll always take that. Any time of the day, I'll take that over. Yeah. But that's kind of the story of the first entry that I saw into the scene and like how I felt about it, I guess. I was like, I need to be here. This is where I need to be
Mhm.
all the time I can. So,
That's
So
awesome.
joins Chill's life.
Yeah.
yeah, that also just kind of happened the way it happened. But again, I was just sort of going with whatever showed up in front of me at that time. So I was like, oh, this is related to music and I like music. Let's do it. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And how did you pick the name Trendi? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I can. And this is actually gonna bounce back even to where we had our false start, but it's like, and this is something I've just sort of determined myself on is like the name. I think it came like way back from when I was like vlogging, because I was vlogging for like a good amount of time actually. That was kind of like my route to music. Sort of was like blogging, like actually writing
Mhm.
a lifestyle blog, and then vlogging, like video blogging my lifestyle, and then photography, and then music. So it's kind of that like route. And I think it came from like back when I was like vlogging, and the vlog name was like Trendy Life or something like that. And truth be told, I don't even remember how I got like that name specifically. But then I like chopped it down to just be trendy. But as I put out music and as I kind of like developed that and myself and thought about what I wanted to do with my music and stuff, I kind of realized that the fact that there's no like sustenance to that name, both in like the story behind it as well as like the meaning of the actual word. Like you say like, oh, whatever's trendy right now. Like I think like fast fashion. I think like people imitating others' art. Like that's what kind of the word trendy to me means. Like whatever's just like on people's news feeds right now. And I just don't love it. Like I don't really like what the word stands for, and I don't like that there's no like real emotion or piece of me put into that name to portray my artistry, because I want my art to be like a real part of me. And I think at the time I made it, that might have been true for who I was, but it isn't now. And I've kind of like had time to come to terms with that and stuff. And essentially, like the gist of that is that I'm going to be releasing like one last song under that artistry name, and then I'll be leaving my music up for those who want to enjoy it, but then changing my stage name so that I can like embrace something that is much more me and a sound that is much more me, because I feel very sort of restricted with that name and artistry and the sound that's particular to it. So it's a long story for a short name, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Super cool.
Do you have any like new ideas of names?
Yeah. I think what I've settled on is Auster Soul. It's Auster, and I mean, just to go into that a little bit, like my family's from East Germany, and Oster, Oster, is like an Eastern German man. But Auster, the way I spelt it in the name, also means the god of wind, and I'm a wind sign as an Aquarius, an air sign, and when I was like not doing the greatest things as a kid, like young teens, you know, kind of the hooligan age,
Yes.
my favorite thing to do would be to climb the tallest building I could find to like feel the wind and stuff like that, because like
Climb the
wind and
trees and
storms, yeah, they give me so much energy. Like just I can't even describe it. Like just make me feel very alive. So that's like a huge part of like my spirituality is like that weather particularly, and that like rush that I get from that is like really important to me. And then kind of a testament to like the music I was making is trendy. Soul just means like sun. And I am a very happy person, and I do try to put that in my music. But I felt like with trendy, that was like all it was just like happy pop music, which again didn't have much substance to it. But I still have happiness in me, like greatly, and like a sunshine that, you know, that little ray of sunshine I want to put in my music, but I don't want that to be all it is. So I kind of just snuck that in there at the end to make the full name.
Put some sunshine on it.
Yeah, a little sunshine on it.
That's
Sprinkle.
adorable.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it, and it's been wild. Like since I kind of came to that conclusion and like came to terms with like saying goodbye to Trendi and whatnot. The music I've been writing has just been like just leagues apart from what I've been writing previously. So I was like, oh, clearly this needed to happen.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It feels really good.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
speaking of feeling really good and shit like that, you got your dopamine doses that you do
Yeah.
on Instagram on a weekly basis?
It was weekly. I've gone ghost since determining myself to rebrand and change my stage name and whatnot, trying to get everything in order and just focus on
Recalibrating.
Yeah, exactly. Focus on like, okay, I have to do some groundwork things before I can show my face to the world again. But yes, it was going for
That's what I was thinking.
10 weeks straight. And then I finished on the 10th, I believe. And yeah, that was like, I'm definitely going to keep that going even after, because it's just like really fun for myself. Like, it came from me really hating Mondays, and like, I posted on my story, I was like, who else hates Mondays? Like, of course on a Monday, because I was grumpy, and I was like, oh, this sucks. And I was at a job that I also hated, so obviously that didn't help. And everyone was like, people were like so like nice. They're like, Monday isn't my worst day of the week. They're like, maybe Wednesday because I'm trying to get through the week, but Monday is like a fresh start. Like, I'm ready to go. And I was like, oh shit.
No. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah, I was like, you're onto something, yo. I was like,
Fresh start.
yeah, I was like, I should start my week like that, and I bet my whole week would just like be better.
Yeah.
You know? Because then like my Monday, I'm starting my week fresh. I'm like, I'm gonna keep this going the whole week. Yeah. So then someone said that. I was like, well, multiple people said that in response to my story, and I was like, okay, I gotta do something like for myself to like
Follow
make this
your
better.
passion or something.
Yeah. And I mean,
gets your heart beating, you know?
yeah, and I love music, like as a consumer of music too, you know what I mean? Like I appreciate music a lot. So I was like, I should just take time on Sunday and Monday and find music that makes me happy, and then just like share it. Like, hey, this is what made me happy today. Yeah, and then I get to listen to my happy music all day. I'm like, this is great. My Monday's going good. I got my happy music on that I made for myself, and if other people want to see it, they can. And then, yeah, that was it. And I got to like play around
doses
with it.
of dopamine.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
Yeah.
thing.
So it worked out really
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah, and I was like, this is perfect. Like, this starts my week great, and I get to share it with people, and hopefully, like, help their week start a little better, maybe, you know? And, yeah, it was awesome. I love doing it. I'm definitely going to continue doing it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's,
that's
like,
so dope.
yeah.
I really appreciate them.
It's
yeah,
fun.
So continue it. Please do.
I will. Yeah,
It just,
it'll
like,
see a comeback.
Looks cool too. Like you're
Yeah, you make it
very
look sick.
present on social media.
Uh-huh.
Like a very. So I'm interested to see how you'll like just change up your brand a bit. And
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot, too. And that's, again, why I've been taking time off to, like, focus on the groundwork and the rebranding and whatnot. But, yeah, even that was part of it, too, which was fun. Was, like, I got to, like, kind of pretend or play at being, like, the graphic designer making the little album covers each week.
Mhm.
That was really fun. So I'm like, this is another part of this that I love doing, so why would I stop doing that?
Yeah.
It's like, this makes me happy. And that's something that I've had to come to terms with, too, is, like, I used to push myself really hard on social media and just, like, burn out and, like, hate what I was doing. And I'm like, okay, I need to start doing this for me. And, yeah, and, like, Dopamine Doses was, like, a good step in the right direction for that. It's, like, I love designing it. I love finding the songs. I love sharing it. I love listening to it myself. This is what I need to be doing because I actually enjoy it and not just forcing myself to put stuff into the world just because I feel like I need to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was another, like, big realization. I was like, oh, okay. This is correct. This is right. Yeah.
I've gone through the same thing too recently, and I was like seriously thinking to myself, sometimes working hard can be easy. It's
Mhm.
okay for working hard to be easy when it's a flow, when it's working well, like that there are easy ways to work hard in life, you know? Just if you enjoy it.
Who are some of the artists that you've collaborated with?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've oh man, I've collaborated with a lot of different artists. I only have one song out with him, and I think it's only on like SoundCloud or something, but I've been pretty close with Alliance White. He's super dope.
Yeah.
I love everything he does, and just as a human being, he's just like fantastic. He's just like a really good human, which is obviously always loved. All the Chills Life boys I've worked with, which is kind of a given. I've done songs with there's someone I'm really thinking of right now that's just skipping my mind. No, I'll come back to it. I've worked with other artists. He goes by Liam Connor now. He's really cool. He's local, a little bit smaller. And then I've also worked with artists like out of city, like just found them on Instagram or found their music on Spotify or whatever. So there's an artist from the States that I've worked with a couple songs now, Jane Cassable. He's great. He's a really dope kid. And for like a brief time, like maybe 3 or 4 months, there was this artist, Rugero, who's from Bulgaria. I don't even know if I'm saying that right or if that's the right country, but it's this like little Eastern European country that's kind of sandwiched a little bit north of like the center of East Europe. It's really small. I think they speak some like derivative of German or something like that. Really small. And I don't know how this guy found me, but he did, and he was like, let's make a track. And I was like, okay.
My God.
Yeah. And I was at a time where I was just like, yes man to everything. And so I made Albania. He's Albanian.
Oh, okay.
He's Albania. And I made like 3 tracks with him, and they I only put them out on SoundCloud, and they're like my 3 top tracks on SoundCloud. Like Albania goes hard. They hold it down for like no reason. Yeah, and it was like yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and he sent me like the darkest trap instrumentals, like just like mosh pit trap rap.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, just do something. So I was like, I just did what I could, you know, and then like Albania just like rocked with it, I guess. So it was like a super random collaboration.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and then we did it like twice more after, because I was like, holy shit, like this is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not in I'm rapping in English and he's rapping in Albanian. Like it's completely 2 languages. So
that probably still sounds so good.
yeah. I don't even know what he's saying, but he's going super hard, and I'm just like, I'm there for it, you know? Yeah. So that's like another collaboration that's just like an odd one, but was super dope to have happened. Like just so odd and
So
out of left
strange,
field. Yeah,
yeah.
but I was like, this is sweet that like this is in my history of collaborations with people. Like such a
Yeah.
random
That
thing.
off the list I never
Yeah.
knew I had.
If I ever tour around Eastern Europe, I'll hit Albania, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
You got it.
I
You
have
can't
to now.
miss it.
You know, I have a
All right, Albania, this one's for you.
I'm gonna hit up Rugero, you know. Be like 5 years time, this guy will be like, I don't remember you, but sure.
So in the song, you're like,
Yeah.
I need you to come.
Yeah, yeah, it
Bring
was
all
a-
of your friends.
It was such an odd collaboration, but it was fun to do. I was like, sure, why not? Yeah.
So other than odd collaborations like this,
Yeah.
how else do you find your inspiration? Like, that's awesome though.
Yeah, I think it mostly comes from like emotions. So if I'm feeling a certain way, or I would even expand that to be not an emotion that you can like really describe as like happy to me is an emotion or sad is an emotion, but very specific sensations like standing like for instance I as I said, I really like to climb like high things and feel the wind, like standing on the edge of a really tall ledge and feeling like wind just like right, and you have like no intention to like jump or anything like that. You're just embracing the moment of like feeling how alive you are and like the inch between you and like fatality. Yeah, and that sensation is like, okay, that's a sensation I want to like capture, load up, and put it in a song, you know? So it's like much more than just like a one emotion. It's like a sensation or experience. So that's like the main one for me.
It's like a treasure box of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yo,
You
yeah.
You go around, you experience life, you make little capsules.
Take a little trinket of it and put it in a song.
I'll
you
use that
know?
later.
Yeah. And that's the other one too, is I'll write like just like phrases or sentences or things I hear or something I like say out loud. I'll just put it in my notes, and then like if that sticks out to me and like the next day or whatever when I'm looking for inspiration, then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's like something that is supposed to be written about or like needs to be shared or whatever it is. So my notes are just full of like so much stuff on my phone. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll go through there sometimes and just be like, oh yeah, I remember that needs to be spoken on. So yeah, kind of those 2 ways.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your new music video?
Oh, Yaba?
Yaba!
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so much
And
fun
I
to
looked on your
film.
YouTube, you've got some good videos, but yeah, was your first ever music video, right?
We did do one for Melt. And it was shot very much in like the same format, which was like both the concept for Melt and for Yaba was like let's get some friends let's get like a video camera and just have like a really fun, like goofy kind of day.
It was so fun looking.
Yeah.
It was so fun looking.
I know, and it was so much fun to
The
film.
pool noodle fight.
Yeah, I was going hard. I don't know if y'all actually saw. Like,
It was
I was
slow-mo.
swinging, yo. Yeah, I was going hard. I was like, at first, I was like, and then like, I think Darwin like hit me one. I was like, oh,
That one hurt.
let's go. Yeah, I was like, all right, we're fighting now. So that was fun. Yeah, but like, across all those music videos, like, I've just been like, okay, we should just like have like a really good day and like film it and just like have fun. Like, Melt was just like a super fun summer day, like barbecuing, longboarding,
Oh my God.
scootering, stuff like that. And then Yaba, I was like,
Great idea.
yeah,
Can I be a
Yaba
part of
was.
the next one?
Yeah, for sure you can. Yeah, I want more and more people in each one. So it's just like ultimately it's just like everyone's just there like having a good time. We get like a park or something, just host
Yes.
there. Yeah,
Barbecue
but
guns and-
that's it's just like it's so much fun to film. So I'm like, okay, there's no way like regardless of what this looks like in the end, like people are gonna see that this is just like so fun. You know, like people
They're
are gonna
wish they were there.
yeah, they're gonna have that feeling as well. They'll be like, oh shit. That looks fun. That looks awesome. So yeah, that was like kind of the inspo behind it. And then we're like,
Genius.
what's a yaba? Like, who knows? So then we're like, okay, we'll just get like a morph suit and bring that in the picture, and we'll just write yaba on a hat, and like there you go. That's a yaba, I guess. Like it's
Yaba!
yeah, whatever.
It's like Jason, guys.
yeah. And then we got that like big ass net from I don't know, some outdoor store. Yeah, that thing was huge. It was heavy too. That thing was huge, man. That was the biggest prop for
Let's
sure.
catch a perch right there.
Yeah, catch a yaba. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, it was really fun to film though. It was great. It was just like a summer day at the pool and stuff, so it was good.
That is so
Awesome.
much fun. Yeah, no, seriously, next time. Lucy's doing the barbecue.
I got you for real. Yeah, come, please. It's always so much fun, and you just get to like hang out with the homies. That's the best part. Is like, yeah, you're filming a music video, but like you're not really on the job. You know, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes it like everything so much more fun
Mhm.
and easier, especially when you like live and work with a group of other creatives that are like
Yeah.
you're excited to help them with their stuff and they're excited to help you with yours, and like
Yeah, exactly.
that kind of
Yeah, and they're down for whatever. I'll be like, hey, I have this morph suit and a giant net. Like, can you just come help me film something stupid?
yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds great. I'm like, perfect.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that
they're
so
just
much.
like they're all for it, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That
it stopped.
stopped.
okay.
Do we want to do anything about that? I don't know what
That's fine.
our
We
Put the
got it.
camera
Okay.
back on if you can. Just click the camera in the corner.
It might also my phone just like kind of tweaks out sometimes, so it's
If it
very
stopped
likely.
recording, it probably stopped saving or something too, because like it might have taken up space. Videos are so huge.
Oh yeah. Hey. Is it gonna work?
Yeah,
I'm
see,
just
here's the
gonna
thing.
clap
It
it.
might not run out of space. My phone just might have.
Sorry.
Had a
No, you
glitch.
good. Yeah, my phone just like tweaks out all the time.
Alright.
I low-key feel like a granddad all the time because like I get so frustrated with technology, and half of me is like I must be getting old or something. Like I'm becoming a fossil because I literally can't operate like an iPhone 11. Like what is? I have no excuse. You know what I mean?
Millennials, none of us have any excuse.
Yeah.
Gen Z.
But then on the other hand, my partner's like really good with technology, and I'll be like, ooh, like getting so grumpy and frustrated at like some simple thing doesn't work, and I'll be like, look at this, and she'll be like, oh, you know, she'll make fun of me, whatever, old man, right? But then she'll be like, oh, I've never seen this problem before. So like, so is it
maybe
me
it's
or
just
is my
bad
phone
luck.
just always doing random
Technology's
stuff,
getting
yo?
more and more confusing.
Yeah, I'm like, this
Yeah.
is supposed to make my life easier, and I get more and more confused by it. I don't know how to work it, so maybe I'm just becoming out of date. But I'm like, I feel like I'm too young to be reaching that point. But maybe, I don't know.
Everyone wants to go back to flip phones.
Yo, even when I
Yeah.
teach the kids, they're like, Mr. A, you have to change the smart board. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no,
The
the
smart
smart
board.
board.
Yeah,
Always
I
a
just call them.
problem
I'm
with the
like,
smart
can
board.
you do it?
Someone please help.
Yeah, and they love to help anyway, so it's a win-win.
Oh my god,
They don't
they're
even know
probably
that I
better at
can't,
it than
and-
you anyway.
Dude, so fast. Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
turn on the DocuCam, HDMI, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
you got it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
A+.
yeah, I'm like, thank
Extra
you.
good today.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, I sidetracked.
Anyways,
Yeah, do you, I know you talked already about the going up to cliff, feeling the wind, climbing trees
Mhm.
and all that. But do you ever write about any other like specific places and times or people? Do you ever write about people?
I do write about people. I definitely do write about people. I write about, more so than the specific person, sort of the experience with people that I've had. And one of my favorite songs that I made, Coachella, was about someone that I had an experience with. And that was like one of my first songs that I was like, oh, I actually like my own music for once. Which was like, I'm incredibly hard on myself. So I made a ton of music up till then and was like,
Garbage,
I don't like any of this.
no,
Yeah. I wasn't like, I'm the worst artist in the world, but I was like, I don't like it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you got to get yourself to like a certain point. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
learning curve. Yeah. I totally get
And I
it.
just demand so much of myself. I'm like, I'm better. I can be better. I can do better. You know, I should aspire to be better. But that was like one of the first songs that I really actually did enjoy, and it felt really true and genuine. And that was about someone that I had a really good experience with. And then as far as other specific like people or experiences, maybe not. I did write Sun and Moon, a bit about my experience in school, because like from grade like 2 to like grade 10, I just had like a terrible school life and like hated school, and I got picked on a lot and like bullied really hard. And then I don't think that like stopped in grade 10 because of me. I think people just kind of grew out of bullying in grade 10, you know what I mean? Like I don't think anything happened on my end of things. I think they're just like moved on to other shit. So I wrote about that a lot, and like how much I've changed from that, and like what happened to result in change. So sometimes certain experiences, sometimes certain people, and I'm sure I'll draw on that more as I write more too. Just thinking about things like that have happened or things that I want to share. I have lots of concepts too that I like, an experience I want to share, or things that are really important to me. But I just know that right now they're so important and so valuable that I don't want to share them until I have what I feel like is a appropriate platform to do them justice, almost. If that makes sense. Like one such example would be like the passing of my grandfather was like really direct to me, and there's like a whole story around it and stuff, which I won't dive into, but that's something that like I'm not going to share that until I feel that I'm doing him justice, sharing his story to on a platform and into a group of people that will like fully appreciate it, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So certain things I'm kind of saving for later. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like, in a way, like so different from like visual art and stuff, because I guess you can like, I mean, you could release a song twice if you wanted to, you know, but like if it was like, oh, I really want to paint about this thing that happened, I could paint it again like 60 different times every
different
day.
interpretations and whatnot. Yeah.
No matter what, it'll never turn out the same again. I try.
Yeah.
I'll
True.
try again and again,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
there's
that's a good
something
point.
about like the moment, the feeling that somehow you inject into a painting or a piece of music that is that perfect moment in time.
Yeah, yeah, everything just comes together for that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And how can we listen to your music?
Yeah, I mean, on anything that you can listen to music on, I'll be there. Spotify and Apple Music, I feel like, are most people's platforms and go-to. I do have a lot of stuff up on SoundCloud, especially like a lot of older stuff. If anyone wants to like deep dive the archives or maybe go listen to some Albanian trap music, up to you.
Definitely
You
check
know,
it
it's
out.
yeah, that'll be on the SoundCloud, so you can go listen to that and be wowed. But yeah, any major or minor streaming platform I'll be on anyways. So wherever you listen to music already, I'll be there.
And he's got Yaba on YouTube, so go check out his
True.
channel.
Yeah. Got all my music on YouTube as well. Not all music videos, but all the music is up there. So
And it's just under Trendi on YouTube.
yes, yeah, I got it all covered.
And who are you listening to locally?
Yeah.
Oof. Do I have to pick one person? Can I do a
You
couple?
can say it as many
Okay,
as you
sweet.
want.
Yeah, because usually it's
Shout
so
out
funny.
time.
Shout out time.
Yeah, I will, yo. I will. I'll go off.
Shout out.
I'll start with K Sweets. He's super dope. He's from Camrose, I think. But I'm inviting him in as our little local party, you know, because he comes to Edmonton a lot and performs and whatnot. And he's just like raw, like hip hop. Like he is like the product of street hip hop, you know. like in just the essence of this man, and it's so dope to see. And he's like criminally underrated. Like he's put out one project and he's working on a second, and it's just like so authentic hip hop. I'm like, dude, you are just like carrying the torch. Like, it's so sick to see. Everything, his style, his cadence, everything he does, his beats, is just dope. It's like, okay, that's hip hop culture, and like it's so cool to see that, especially for me, because like I come from making music that has more of like a pop feel to it, or like a little more of alternative, right? And it's like, this dude is rapping his ass off. It's really cool to see. I also really enjoy Arden's music. I don't know if y'all heard of Arden. He is fantastic. He's really, like, his sound is just so well polished and unique to him that I think he's really gonna go a long way with it. And you say every song that he puts out, I'm just like, damn, he did it again, man. Like, you know, the boy's back again. Like, he doesn't miss. It's like, whoa, okay. So he's been on a roll and he's been killing it. So I've been really loving his stuff too. Obviously the Chills Life boys, they've been doing their thing, and you know, Gabe's been working on a project that I've been blessed to hear some little leaks of. So very excited for that. That's gonna be amazing. Darwin's been working on singles and stuff like that, and sort of redeveloping his sound somewhat, so have to shout to him because that also has been sounding amazing. And Skirt's been doing these like weekly like flips, so he'll take like a vocal from like Drake or whatever, and then he'll like build a beat around it. So he's also working on like an actual project to go out on streaming, but that is what he's been doing lately while he's working on this project, and that's been like amazing. Like, he just, yeah, it keeps going up and up and up and everything. Every time he puts a new one out, I tell him every week I sound like a broken record. I'm like, dude, this is my favorite one, man. Like, this one, hey, those last ones were good, but this one's crazy, dog. And then he'll like text me this week's one, and I'll be like, shit, hey, this one's my favorite one, dog. Like, you know, and yeah, and I'm like, I swear he thinks I'm just gassing him up at this point, but I swear, like, he just keeps getting better, man. He just like, yeah, every week he just like outdoes himself. So I'm just like, goddamn. So he's not missing either. Like, he's been killing it too. But yeah, I'd say all those boys have just been killing it. I mean, I'm really loving everything they're doing. So I say shouts to them. And then we just have like so many. I just want to like pull up the list. Like, there's so many people in our city that are so talented, yo. It's like, it's insane. I feel like Edmonton's talent is so much so there, like such a deep pool of talent, and people are just starting to build like the city and the platform they need to display that, you know. Like, we have so many artists and groups, Just Mo, Free Agents, Liam Connor, Core, and everything he's doing with 36. Like, it's just wild the amount of people that are hustling in our city, and it's like everyone's just doing their thing, and it makes me really happy because I'm like, hey, people are not ready for Edmonton.
No.
Like, the artists here are crazy, yo.
It's,
so,
yeah.
There's some good talent.
We just saw the
Good
Art
flavors.
Grey duo at
yeah.
Collab.
Yeah.
And they're incredible. And Mo played too.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
played with
we-
them as well.
I was, I caught some of Mo's set, and then we left, we had a birthday to go to, unfortunately.
That's right, yeah.
We didn't get to see Art Grey, but Tom was telling us all about him. He's like, dude, they're amazing. So I'm
Macro
glad
those
to hear.
drums too.
Yeah.
And their sound is like alien, out of this world.
That's
Super,
sweet.
It was really cool.
Like a sweet vibe. I don't know.
Oh, nice. That makes me so happy. Yeah, and even like that's a testament to like, it's so much more than just like the like hip hop or rap scene, if you will. Like, it's like,
I don't know what the heck they're doing.
there's some great metal in
there
Edmonton.
is, yo, yeah, there's some crazy metal. I went to like one metal show because my friend was in a band there, and it resulted with me, like, I was gonna say getting taken, but like I wasn't getting kidnapped. I just like got brought with them.
I was taken.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like got taken to like a warehouse, so it sounded like a little sketchy, you know. So like I got brought along with them to like this warehouse, and it turns out there's like some guy there who like he really like puts on for the metal scene. And he just has this giant warehouse, and there's like multiple floors to it, and all these metal bands just have like a room there.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if y'all have heard of this. It's like really low key because it's like they don't really want like too many people to like try and find it or anything like that. But like if you're in the metal scene and like you're there as a band, like you probably know about it. And it's like the coolest thing ever. It's like this. It's so dope. They all have like their own doors and they have like their poster on it or their name on it, and then they go in there and there's like that's their little band room, and you can like it's like so metal, like the walls suck, so you can hear like buddy to the left who's screaming, whoever's on the right playing drums, your gang is like trying to jam. It's just like, it's just so raw, but it's like again, just like a little thing like that, like the city really puts on for that kind of stuff, so it makes me very, very happy.
That's sweet. You can just walk into any like of the rooms and just like
What's up?
experience their music.
So,
yeah, guys.
Yeah, it's sweet.
You sound really good. You want to do a show?
Here's my card.
I'm also a manager.
Anyways, how do you want people to feel when they listen to your music?
I think in the past, and kind of relating to what I was talking about when I was putting out music as Trendi, like kind of happiness was, and like a feel good sort of sunshine was like my only thought going into that music. But something I've played around a bit with is the idea of like feel good music, and that doesn't necessarily have to be something that just makes you feel like happy. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of parts of my life that have like been really really good for me, even if the direct emotion of them wasn't happiness. If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, this needed to happen, or it's like an affirmation, or it's like, it might even be something sad that happened, but like a happy result, you know what I mean? So, trying to capture like the idea of like, okay, what emotions or what experiences or what things have I gone through that were good to me, you know, felt good to me, even if it was 2 years after that, I look back and I'm like, okay, that was a good thing that needed to happen, even if in the moment I was crying and bawling and broken, like that was good for me, you know. So trying to capture kind of that emotion going forward with new artistry and new songs and how I'm writing and the new music I'll be releasing, that's kind of how I've developed from that single idea of like feel good equals happy, because it's so much more than just that, and that is part of it for sure, and I don't want to lose that part of it because I love being happy and having like optimistic energy. I try to carry that about me because I really enjoy it and I like sharing it with people, but it's like way more than just that. Like life isn't ever just that.
You bring some authenticity into the picture. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like that's just a piece of not only my life but everyone's life. No one's life is just that, so it doesn't make sense for my music to be just that.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of trying to bring that more into the picture. Yeah. Try bare my soul a little, you know.
Yeah,
right? And what's your favorite song that you've ever written?
Favorite song I've ever written? Does it have to be released?
Ooh, no, I don't know. I mean, unless we don't want to share it.
I mean, it will get...
Unless you're going to release it by
will,
Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Out on platforms right now, favorite song I've made? Maybe... I like Sun and Moon a lot. It feels really, feels like one of the more natural songs to me and, like, pretty genuine in the experience that I shared of, like, being bullied and, like, picking my head up and stuff like that. And, like... even if your day sucks, like the sun will still rise tomorrow is kind of like the idea of that. Like the moon is still there, the stars are still up, tomorrow will still happen. So maybe that one. There's other things I like about my other songs, like Slide is like kind of like a funky groove, and like I like that sound, but I don't like the song as much or like the lyrics or what I put into it. It's just like I like kind of groovy stuff. But I'd say then as a whole, like probably Sun and Moon, maybe Coachella. But I feel like I could redo that song / kind of have plans to in like a much better delivered product, because I made that when I was pretty young in my artistry, so it's not as like polished. Yeah.
Sometimes they just stick out though. Yeah,
it's true.
So what's your favorite song in general? Maybe one that you haven't written, but just one song that you just love
of all time. Favorite song.
I would say probably In the Morning by Jay Prince. That's like a song that I'm like, okay, I need to get my day going, or I just need like a pick me up, and it's like an instant boost. It's like
I love those kinds of songs.
I start grooving, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be good. If things are already good, they're even better now, you know. So I would say In the Morning by Jay Prince is like just my go-to, and to the point like I don't even think I could rap the whole thing or like sing along to the whole thing, but I like kind of like gatekeep it to myself, and that I'll be like, I could just listen to it on repeat like 20 times in a row because I love it so much, but I'll be like, no, save this. keep this for a good moment.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, you had a great day? Put it on. The day
Yeah.
you didn't think the day could get better, it got a little better, you know?
Oh.
Or the day was bummy, we can bring it out, you know? So, yeah, it's like, I keep that for, like, in the back pocket when I need it. So I'd say, but that's gotta be, like, that song does not let me down. Ever. Anytime I listen to it, it's great. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
In an ideal world,
Mm-hmm.
where do you see yourself and music
Yeah.
in the future?
I would love to be able to sustain myself, like, financially off of my music. So that would probably be my ideal. Well, I guess that would be, like, the reality I shoot for is just, like, sustainability off of music. I don't need to be super famous. I don't need to be super rich. I just want to be able to wake up and, like, make music and, like, not have to worry about feeding my family or whatever, you know, or, like, visiting my parents or, like, supporting them or whatever it is. Not have, like, a financial stress and still be able to make music and provide for my life and what my needs are. But in an ideal world, I would love to reach a point where my music has flourished and been so successful that I can approach other creatives and other creative endeavors with the finances and platform that I've built off of my music and branch into other areas. Like, I really love fashion, and that's something that I really want to develop and stuff like that and put time into. Yeah.
I think it's possible.
And also,
More than that.
I really want to be able to take finances that I make off of music and put them back into, like, arts for community, because I feel like especially youth arts, there's not enough support for that. Not in schools, not in the community, like, just not. There just isn't. So ideally I would love to be able to run programs like that, like maybe something similar to, like, the Chicago Public Library runs, stuff like that. I've looked into it a lot because I want to run a program like that even now, which I've tried to get some grants for and just haven't been successful, but that's something that I think I could even do sooner than have all this success and platform and money around it. I mean, that would make things obviously a lot easier to get running, and I wouldn't have to jump through as many barriers or loopholes, but I think that's something I'm going to do no matter what, so that'll come when it's time to come, I suppose.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
What a good idea.
I say trust the universe. Your dreams will come true.
Yes.
Yeah, like, seriously,
Walk
though.
with hope.
Yeah.
Grants are hard, man.
Grants are hard.
I know. Yeah. Grants taught me how to move on from rejection.
Yeah.
So many
Even
hours,
just, like,
and you didn't call me back.
even just trying to, like, navigate through them, and you fill out all the stuff and you do it all, and then you find out that, like, that grant doesn't exist for what you thought it did, and you're like, got so
Like,
frustrated
wow,
trying.
yeah, I put the time and energy and
Yeah.
love and care into this.
I know.
And they're just like,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
It's like, okay,
Like,
cool, thanks, I guess.
then why did I create this budget?
Yeah, I know. Oh my
I don't
god.
even know how to create a budget.
Yeah.
I created like a really simple one, and the
I
teacher
thought
was
I
like,
did.
C-.
Anyways, what advice do you have to give to young musicians and artists?
Just whatever you want to do. So if that's make music, do visual art, anything at all. We live in a really great world right now in terms of technological freedom and ability, and that even if it's a super bummy program, it's probably a free program and you can do what you want with it, especially in the digital realm of making music or digital art or anything like that. And in terms of making, physical art, whatever you can get your hands on, use. And basically the resources are there, you just need to start. And I feel like everyone, and this is at any stage, but especially at the starting stage, is like, oh well, I need a website, I need all my branding on point, I need to do this, I need to have just starting is literally going to teach you and get you so much farther than trying to have everything set up to start. Just start.
You back,
Just start, yeah. And it's almost like a double-edged sword. Like, if you try and set up all these things to be perfect and then start, you're going to be like, trying to manage 10 things at once. Whereas if you just start, you're learning with whatever bare bones resources you have, and you learn those well, and you learn your basics, or you learn whatever it is, and then you reach a point where your creativity outpaces those tools. And then you can move to the next thing. Then you can move to trying a new material that you're working with in visual arts, or trying a new software or new techniques. And then it's like, oh, okay, I've passed the limitation here. Now I can go into a new step or whatever. Like, you can build yourself up, you know what I mean? But just starting will get you so much further. So it's like, literally, if you've ever had a thought about doing something, just do it. Or it'll lead you into the thing that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know? I went blogging, vlogging, photography, videography, music. And it's like, oh, music was where I was supposed to be. But I didn't... If I had never started blogging and was just like, oh, I kind of want to do blogging and never tried it, I'd never be here doing music. So it's like, just do it. Like, there's no downside. Like, just try it.
Yeah.
You love it, keep doing it. If you do it for a bit and then love something else, do that. Like, you just gotta start, though. You got it. Like, you'll feel so much better. You'll just be like, oh, yeah, okay, I can do this. I just gotta start doing it.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest advice, is just start, man. There's always a way to just start. So.
Oh, I don't have enough time. Delete Netflix.
Yeah. Delete
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Time is like a priority thing, you know? I recognize the barriers of having to work and having school and stuff like that.
Oh, but that's so true too, though, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but ultimately, like, there will be a point in your week, even if it's not today or even if it's not tomorrow, at some point this week, you'll have an hour, or you'll have 2 hours where you can do what you want, and you don't have any commitments, you don't have anything that needs doing or has to be done in that 2 hours, and that's when you can kind of decide if, is this something you really want to try? Then you should try it. Is it just an idea that sounds nice to you? Oh, I'd like to be a painter. Well, yeah, so would I. That'd be super dope. But, you know, I know that my calling is in a certain area, and that's why I started doing that, and I did it because I truly wanted to make that happen. So I think there is really a way to make things happen. You know, especially if you have the ambition and the want and the drive, like you'll figure out a way. You just got to start trying to do it, and oftentimes things will open up for you too as soon as you start. Things will kind of fall in place, is what I've found.
Yeah, it's so hard work to just plan, and then hope
Yeah.
all your plans disappear or not
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that quote that says, like, you make a plan and God laughs. It's so true, though.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you just start doing, sometimes things will line up way better than you ever could have planned. And you just got to just go and do
Improv life.
it. Honestly, yo, it's been working great for me so far. So
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Never say no.
Do you want to ask something?
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite thing about performing live and on stage?
Definitely like the energy that you get from the crowd.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about a bit earlier, and like how as soon as I went to a rap show, I was like hooked, and that was just as the crowd. So like as the artist, having the crowd's energy like is just surreal. Like you like genuinely connect with people on like an energy and emotional level way beyond than like, oh, they're all just jumping up and down. It's like, nah, like everyone in this moment is like beyond this circle of all of us just jumping up and down in each other's like energy. There's no world beyond this right now. Like
No.
it is just very much the purest form of living in that moment.
Yeah.
And that I really value. And that's like on both sides, as the artist and as the audience. But to me, performing live, that's the biggest thing for me.
Beautiful way to say it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when can we see you perform live?
May 6th.
Woo!
We are hosting a show. Chill's Life is hosting a show, and we'll be performing there, as well as some other wonderful artists. And we'll also have some wonderful visual artists.
I'll be there.
Yeah, they will be. So it's going to be a really good art show. I'm really excited for that, but that'll be the soonest upcoming show, and I can basically guarantee that there'll be shows after that as well. So if you can't make it May 6th, I understand. But
I
Not
don't
make
know.
it.
but you
I
should
actually
be there.
don't.
But
Yeah.
actually, you should be there.
Mhm.
You have plenty of notice.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that'll be the soonest we're performing. So I'm very excited for that because it's
awesome.
we haven't performed for like a good while, I think.
I think this one's gonna be bumping too. I think that
Yeah.
like people are coming out of their
It
shells,
is.
and it's been a long time coming, and yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be so fun.
Yeah, and it's been in the works for a minute, and I've been
Yeah.
like really challenging the boys. I get like anxious over a lot of stuff, so I like make sure things are like ironed out. Like we even had a meeting last night, And I forget who it was, but they're like, well, like, we're kind of in the flow of things, like, do we need a meeting? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
I was like, if you
I
don't
would
show
love
up.
it.
Yeah, and then I was like, yes. And then I was like, you know what? Let me explain. I sent, like, this paragraph of, like, everything that we still need to talk about.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. I'm like,
You're
I'm like,
Aquarius,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's right.
I was like, I'm
Yeah.
so, yeah, so, like, but we have been putting, like, mad work into it, and, like, the posters look awesome, the visuals are gonna be awesome, the artists we have lined up are great, everything's coming together, so I'm very excited. I think it is gonna be bumping.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
Woohoo.
And who is your favorite visual artist locally?
Yeah.
You can only pick one.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was like,
I just
oh.
said that. Lucy and I sitting here.
Yeah. Pick one. Well, I mean, obviously, big picture. I just need to shout y'all.
Yo.
Clearly, I love what y'all do, and I think we. I mean, y'all could really speak more appropriately on this. I feel like, even going back to what I was saying about the youth art scene, we do need more support for the art scene as a whole, but visual arts as well. I feel like it's really hard to, like, it's like, okay, you make music, you throw a music show. It's like art galleries, like, do you host your own art gallery? Like, how can you, like, what do you do? How do you get your art out there? And, maybe I'm just not, I don't have much in the visual realm, so maybe I don't know, but it seems almost as
right,
difficult,
though.
yeah, if not more difficult.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm a young artist, I can, I make music, I can go book a crappy venue and host a rap show, that's all I need is a crappy venue. But it's like, I feel like it's really hard for the visual arts, so I feel like it's hard for you to get your name out there as well as, like, have a venue and, have places to show your art. And I think we've done a decent job of sort of turning hip-hop shows into art shows, right? Integrating visual art. But I feel like it's tough for visual artists to have more of a platform in the city. So, like, obviously, I love what y'all do. And another artist that's been fantastic, and I recently discovered, was Gabs with her lantern work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Super sweet, right? But
we want
that's...
to have her on so bad.
Oh, certainly you should,
Yeah.
yeah. She seems super dope, and her
Yeah.
art is amazing.
She's got like 1 million followers on TikTok now.
Yeah, she's popping. She's doing her
She's
thing.
popping.
Yeah.
Those
But
lanterns, though. No
that's
wonder.
but that's another person that, like, I came to know of them through them having the platform and space of collab, right? If I didn't, if it wasn't for collab, and no shade on her, that's just the difficulty of visual art, I probably wouldn't have known who she was, right? So I'm sure there's tons of other artists locally that I don't know about, like, truthfully, because especially with the visual art, it's really hard. But obviously the names I mentioned, and then one other person I did really want to shout, which is they're not local to Edmonton, but they've lived here for a while, and now they're back in Vancouver where they are from originally, is my friend Sausadelic, and he does really, really dope graffiti art. Like, he, like, when I went to Vancouver the first time, I hit him up, and he, like, showed me, like the city from someone who lives there, you know what I mean? Like, he took me under this bridge, this grimy spot, and we climbed up and then, like, tagged stuff, like, he showed me, like, the underbelly of the city, which I really love. Like, that's much more interesting to me. And his art as a whole is super dope. Like, he's just a crazy artist. He does graffiti art, but also, like, visual art, all kinds of stuff. So he's amazing, and he's been a great influence in my life, and he's someone I would definitely, like, I really want to put out there as well. But again, like, another example that, like, he's a visual artist, but the only way people know of him is literally he's spray painting his name in super bright giant letters across very public places. It's like, that's what he has to do to be seen.
Yeah.
So, just another testament to kind of what I was talking about before. But, I mean, again, y'all probably know a little more about that, but it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's hard, yo.
Yeah.
Like, we need more, and they're just, it's tough because it's not there yet. So you kind of have to make your own way.
Yeah.
In whatever form that looks like.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking. I'm trying to find it. There's great festivals here, though, at least. Like, Edmonton
True.
has the most festivals. At least there's that.
Yeah.
But actual, like, getting your paintings up in festivals and stuff?
Yeah.
It's like,
Wish
yeah,
there was
like,
more.
Even
That's
at,
what I mean.
like, smaller shows and stuff where there's art and music and whatever. It's so, like, music, you have no choice but to hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for
whatever.
real.
But, like, usually,
The
like,
audio
people
version.
will walk by, oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's
whatever.
it, right?
But
yeah.
and you're like, This is my entire soul.
Yeah. Yeah, you walked past my 8-hour painting in 8 seconds. Like that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
That's all you gave it.
No, and it's just like, oh, nice. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. And I don't know what the solution is, but it just seems like, yeah, like you said, I can even go like busking on White Ave and people walking by, they can't turn their ears off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like just another barrier that you have to face.
Yeah, it's a different crowd too. Like, I wish I could paint for the crowd that goes to the shows a lot of the time.
I feel
but
you.
it's like a lot of those people just don't have $100 in their back pocket, and like a lot of the paintings, that's what it costs to make it. So it's like
Exactly.
one of those like things where you also don't really know how to price things right or bring the right products for the right people. Who are you selling to?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden a business, and I'm like,
I know.
oh, I never took a business major. Maybe I should go back to school.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
And
a
you,
grimy like metal show. I'm like $1,500.
$1,500.
They're like, oh, $5 cover. I know.
I
I know,
barely paid
right?
this ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole aspect of it too. And it's like you don't want to ever devalue yourself or your art. You know what I mean? Because then it's like that doesn't feel good. Like that's
why I
not-
got Prince.
Yeah. That's very smart actually. But yeah, that's a whole nother aspect that you have to try and navigate. And it's like you said, it's tough because it's like, oh, the majority of people who like mess with my art or like support the arts are younger folk who probably don't have a lot of money to spend on that. Like they don't. And anyone who has enough money to spend on a lot of beautiful art pieces or art pieces in general are probably going
Not
to
my style usually either, though. That's the thing. Well,
or
you
they're
never
even
know.
going to like very upscale art galleries. You know what I mean? And it's like,
How do I
okay,
get myself into an upscale
Like,
art gallery?
yeah.
Well, first you have to
Upscale
sell
art
your
gallery.
soul.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to
It's-
sell for any other art gallery except for that one gallery, and then they kind of like own you.
Mm-hmm.
They're
It's
like
almost
your
like a
manager.
label deal, yo.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
So getting into galleries
I
is,
didn't
like,
know
sketchy.
that. I didn't know that was a thing, yo.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, dude, that's so shitty.
I know,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
But there's some like not public, but like artist-run galleries that are somewhat more chill, like
Yeah, okay.
the ones near McEwen and stuff like that.
Okay, nice. So there is hope in the world.
I hope. I don't know. There's
Little
only
bit.
2 that I know of.
Aw.
There's little hope, but
Oh.
there's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, yo.
Yeah, but if you did get into a gallery, you could make some mad bills.
Some shmoney. That'd be some
You could make
shmoney.
some
You know what I'm
shmoney,
saying?
Nice.
True.
Maybe some reliable shmoney.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That would. It really would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pay my rent. And then a trip
Oh,
to
God.
Tahiti or something nice. Like.
Treat myself,
Just want to pay rent, man. And
Yeah.
go on a very nice vacation.
And a tropical vacay for like 3 months, but just
On a
night.
helicopter,
Yeah.
eating charcuterie
Literally
little
the
private jet.
Yes. It's all I want. I'm not
All I'm
asking
asking
for
for.
too much. Oh, so that was pretty much it for the questions. Do you have any last
Nice.
words?
Not in particular. Just a thank you to y'all for hosting, and also beyond obviously having me here individually, just creating a platform yourself to support other artists, because I mean obviously people have heard from this conversation how important that is to have those platforms and how oftentimes we need to create them ourselves because they aren't there already. So thank you for that, as well as having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank
you.
you.
Make sure to check out
Friends.
Trendy on all social medias
Yeah.
and streaming platforms, and we'll see you May
6th.
May 6th.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Trendi, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And we out.
She back it up and move, and then she talk some shit, improving it. My belt is tight, she loosening it.